Aloha, aloha, aloha. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Master Paul, and I am honored to be connecting with you here today on live stream on Facebook. Today is October 6th, 2016. It's 2 p.m. Hawaii time. I'm coming to you live from my new abode here in Honolulu, Hawaii. I just moved in, and I have finally got it organized where I can see the floor and I can start to see what life will be like in my new residence. So I'm very grateful to be here with you today. It appears that the phone is a little bit off, trying to grab a good signal. We're starting to gather some speed. Welcome Ari, welcome Angie, welcome Elizabeth Falk, welcome Carol. Good to see you here, Sarah, and Petra Marie coming in from Europe at this late evening. Welcome Karen Polidoro, and also Petra. So great to see everybody. So today is actually dedicated to giving you a little more background on the power and significance of soul communication. If you've been attending any of my live streams, you hear me do what is called a live flow. And that is something that is a learned talent. It's something that every human being can do, and it can absolutely be learned. And so today we're going to do some of the basic foundational understandings and practices to help you understand the importance of what is soul communication, how can it be applied in your life, what are the benefits if you choose to apply it in your life, how can it be used to bless you and your soul journey, and what is the relationship between soul communication and your soul journey. All of these are going to be discussed here today, and I believe I'm going to extend this. I will follow some guidance, but the message I'm getting is that there is a great value in helping each one of you to open your soul communication better and more. What this will allow you to do is not have to depend on people like myself to offer guidance from the soul world, when of course you can absolutely do it on your own. As our beloved Master Jesus has said, you can give people fish, or you can teach them how to fish. We want to share this wisdom. I have been blessed to have any of these abilities because of my spiritual teacher and father, Dr. and Master Sha. Certainly would not have any of the healing abilities, any of the soul communication abilities, if I had not been held by my hand, step by step, A through Z, and practiced consistently. And this has allowed me to be here to serve you. So this may or may not be your path, but there's a great deal of value in that. I'm going to share with you some new information today regarding the soul light era, something you might not be overly familiar with. And we'll go into a bit more significance on soul communication. So I want to acknowledge also who else has joined. Welcome Kristen Strachan, welcome Ruchi from India, early morning over there. Welcome Eleanor Linwood, great to see you. Welcome Scott, welcome Sherry Hartree. Thank you, Sherry, for your beautiful comments on my videos. Welcome Linda and Tatiana. Also Bari has joined us. So some people are starting to return. So today we'll be talking about soul communication, but I don't know that I'll be doing any specific soul guidance today. Maybe not, but it's not my intention. All right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect heart to heart, soul to soul. Now if you've been watching me do my live streams for a while, I always take the time to connect to heaven, to connect to the source soul song of love, peace and harmony, and then I chant. Why? Has anybody asked that question? Why? Welcome Anne. The answer is simple. The soul communication is directly related to the heart center, the message center. In the teachings of Dr. Master Sha, this is not called the heart chakra, it is called the message center. It is the center through which heavenly messages come to us. It's the center through which our soul communicates through us. So one of the main reasons I connect to heaven and the source soul song of love, peace and harmony is because it allows me to connect my heart to your heart, my soul to your soul. It allows us all to do the equivalent of some self-clearing of karma. That's one of the reasons why we do it. So let's begin. Place our hands in soul light, soul service hand position, which is like a prayer, and we drop the left hand in front of our heart center and the right hand is gently pointed up to heaven. Close your eyes. Dear all layers of the divine, all layers of the Tao, all layers of the source, original creator, we love you, honor you, respect you, and I bow down to you. We ask you to please be present with all of the souls in the line today, all those who will be watching this video in the future. We ask that you assist us to open our spiritual channels, to bless us, to align our soul, heart, mind, and body to our soul and our soul's intention. Please bless us to open our soul communication abilities to receive the information that will be offered here today in such a way that we get many aha moments, great opening of our soul communication, so that we can be better servants to humanity, so that we can be better servants for our own soul journey. We're very, very grateful. Dear the Source Soul Song of love, peace, and harmony, we love you, honor you, respect you. Thank you. We ask you to please turn on, turn on in all souls, in all universes, excuse me, and bless us all as we chant love, peace, and harmony. For those who know the song, please join along. For those that do not, please close your eyes, receive the blessing. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, la, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. 我爱我心儿灵，我爱的人类，望玲珑和睦世上，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. 好，好，好。Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give me a moment. So thank you all for coming. Today's live stream is focused on soul communication, learning how to open your own spiritual channels. Now there are 4 major spiritual channels for soul communication. One is called the soul language channel. The soul language channel has a way in which it can be released and you can actually speak your soul's language. Every soul in all universes speak one language, and that is called soul language. If any of you follows the Jesus teachings, then there is mention in the book where one of the apostles came and he spoke. And even though there was many different nationalities there who did not understand each other, they only understood their own language. When he spoke, they all understood what he was saying. One of the reasons why is because of the nature of soul language. So soul language can be used to communicate with other souls. It can be used to receive information from other souls. It is the beginning of opening your channels. When you open your soul language, you open the ability to hear more clearly from the soul world. When you speak your soul language, your soul has a much higher healing ability than you. Your soul has a much higher healing ability than many things out there. And so literally by opening your soul language, you can learn to speak it to others. And you can use it to bring healing to others. You can literally be on the phone with your grandmother or someone that you care about, and you could say, let me offer you a blessing for your headache. You can speak your soul language 5 or so minutes. It's entirely possible their headache could be much better. So the nature of soul and the nature of the 4 spiritual channels are about communication with the soul world. So one of the channels is the soul language channel. The next one is the soul translation channel. So this is the soul communication and translation channel, and that is a way in which we can translate what we hear from the soul world. There are many different messages that can come. The birds are always talking to us. Children, infants, they're always talking in soul language. There's literally a way to discern what they're speaking. We can communicate with pets and understand what they are saying with soul language. So the second major channel is the soul language translation channel. The third channel is the one that everybody is enamored with, and that is the third eye channel. Some people call it a spiritual eye. Some people call it third eye. It's association with the sixth chakra or energy center, and the pineal gland is well known by anybody who has studied some of these things. So many of the soul language, soul communication channels are related to connecting to the soul world. We won't be talking very little about it today, but in this example of the third eye channel, one of the purposes is to receive images from the soul world so that we can discern a message. One of the biggest mistakes that is made when we discern messages from the soul world with third eye imagery is we translate it with our mind. Hence, it's the third channel. The first one being soul language, the second one being translation, the third one being the third eye. The reason they're developed in this order, the reason they're taught and developed in this order, is so that when you get to the third eye, if you do the practice and you open it up and you receive images from heaven, then you'll actually have the ability to translate the message, not from your mind, but what the soul world intended you to actually hear. Now, I use this example, and I'll use it again because it's a good example. So if somebody had a third eye and they saw an image in their head in which they were sitting on a mountain in Tibet, the mind could assume and tell that person, oh, you must, pack up your goods, quit your job, go live in a mountain on Tibet, because that's how you're going to reach your spiritual journey. That might not be what heaven meant to occur, and 3 years later when you have frostbite on your toes, you might figure that out. So with soul language and soul communication channels that are opened, you have the ability to hear from heaven. And you can say, dear heaven, thank you for this beautiful image of sitting on a mountain in Tibet. Can you please tell me what this actually means? And then you listen and you hear the message. So when you hear me flow, I am listening for the message and I speak the message. I am not creating it out of thin air. I am listening and waiting, and I trust that message because I've opened my channels and done the practice, and I do practices to keep them open. And we are going to start with some of those practices today. So when you hear the message, it could be something like, it is time to put more emphasis on your spiritual journey. One of the best ways to accomplish this is through meditation. That might be the entirety of the message, but the mind could interpret it entirely different. So that is the third communication channel. The fourth one is called the divine knowing channel. And it is basically directly knowing. It is the ability to, and you've had this happen. Again, each one of these channels, we all have various aspects of it are open in our energy vehicle. So some of us, we just know. Something happens with our child. We just know something's wrong. Okay? Some call it intuition, but there's a higher knowledge called divine knowing. So when it is a spiritual aspect, and you just know that this piece of information about something is just accurate, there's no question in your mind, this is divine knowing. This happens very often with my teacher, Master Sha. He'll be in a room, 300, 400, 500 people. He'll be on a subject, and right in the middle of the subject, he'll stop and he'll say, some of you doubt me. Some of you think this, and that. It's important that you do your homework. It's important that you pay attention to what has been said earlier in the day. You should not sit there and doubt what is being said because you were not here earlier today. And then he'll go back to his subject. How does he know this? How does he know what thoughts were in the room at that moment when that series of comments had no relationship whatsoever to his teaching? None. He stops in the middle of a teaching and he'll say something like that because he clearly hears these pieces of information in people's minds in the room. And he doesn't want them to hurt their soul journey by them creating negative karma, creating negative thoughts and doubts about this spiritual teacher father, because they were not in the room at that moment. So in order to save their soul journey, he stops his teaching, gives them a little hard teaching saying, you be more responsible, and then you won't have negative thoughts. That's a true master. That's a master that's aligned. That's a teacher that I'm more than happy to follow, because he is the one that's brought me to the place where I can do these soul readings and this teaching to you. An extraordinary being. I highly recommend you search out and learn more about this great master. So I want to acknowledge some of the other students who have come in. Welcome Lily, welcome Pat, welcome Monica, and Jean Wood. Great to see you. Elizabeth and Marina. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for your consistency and joining. Those who consistently come get the greatest values. Those who watch the videos afterwards, they are going to get the greatest growth. It's the same as being in the room when the teacher is speaking. I bow down to my teacher. Thank you, Master Sha. So there is a book that I'll be offering some information out of. It's called Soul Communication. I recognize it's backwards in your video, but it's called Soul Communication. It was written by Dr. Master Sha. It was probably about his 5th book. And once you learn a little bit more about it, there's additional information about the writing of this book, but I'm not going to share that at this moment. And the purpose of this book is to show you a step-by-step method how to open your soul communication channels. So I'm going to start first by offering you a little additional insight into it. And I'm going to hit a couple of key specific points, and then I'm going to add to them. So what is soul communication? So communication, it happens in all aspects of life. But soul communication is soul-to-soul communication and soul-to-mind communication. You will learn when you open your soul language, even now without that ability, you can learn how to communicate with others with great problems. My wife has her family back in Thailand, and she talks to her mom about once a week. And she gets to hear her mom complaining about the various family's conditions. One of the younger kids acting out, this younger child's father is completely out of the picture, not responsible, and so she gets very upset emotionally because she wants to be able to solve the problem on the mind level. And I look at her and I say, honey, you can try all you want on the mind level, it will solve absolutely nothing, because you have no control over your brother's mind. You have no control over this nephew's disassociation with your brother, this father-brother thing that's putting problems in her family. I said, you have to deal with it on the soul level. You call forth the soul of the brother, you call forth the soul of the nephew, and you do soul communication. You turn on your divine healing hands, offer them a blessing to transform their personal blockages. This is the power of soul communication, and if you stick around long enough, you'll learn how to apply it in your life. And it will, I tell you, if you have problems with your boss, you have problems with your relationships, you want to pay attention to this. This will bring a whole lot of resolution in your world. It's this is called the Soul Light Era. And that's actually a few pages ahead. But I'm going to flip to it and read it first. See if I can find it, I highlighted it here. Yeah. So we are in what's called the beginning of the Soul Light Era. This era began August 8 in 2003. Curiously enough, happens to be my brother's birthday. But August 8, 2003 is when this era began. The previous 15,000 year era was an era that was characterized by the mind, and the mind being in charge. This shift began only a few years ago, and we're already in the midst of it. If you pay attention, nowadays you hear the word soul, soul, anything, no one questions it. It's become very much mainstream in the communication. A lot of advertising is starting to use it. Kia, the car company, they use the word soul. It became popular shortly after the new era began. The question becomes, what kind of communication is soul communication, and why is it now this new era? The simple reason why is based on all the teachings that I have been sharing this whole time, that Dr. Master Sha has brought to humanity, that we are soul first. We are not the mind, we are not the body, and we are certainly not our name. We are not this culmination of this life experience, which is basically an ego experience. We are a soul having a physical experience. And our experience is not to benefit our physical world. It is to benefit our soul. Every experience that we have benefits or brings detriment to our soul. Hence, it is a soul journey. So what is the purpose of soul communication? Why do we do it? What is the purpose of life? When I asked that question at age 18, 19, 20, that's when I started my spiritual journey. I didn't get the answer until I was about 43 years old. And I opened a book by this master called Power of Soul, and I read it. And it said, the purpose of life is to serve. And that's when the light bulbs came off. They just went off. Great answer. What is the purpose of our soul? Different answer. The purpose of our soul's journey is to increase its soul standing. Did you know that every soul has a soul standing? That means that the human beings have a higher soul standing than animals. Although some human beings, you might question that. But that is the case. Whereas saints in heaven have a higher soul standing than a human being, and so forth. So every soul's purpose is to increase its soul standing. One of the most important aspects of soul communication is that we are able to communicate with our soul, hear its guidance, which inhibits us from making wrong choices, going down wrong paths, creating bad karma, all of which lower our soul standing. So everything has a connectivity, and all this has come to humanity at this time because of the soul light era. So in this new era, it is essential, this is from the book, to develop soul communication abilities. You must open your soul communication channels more and fully. This will empower you to participate more completely in this soul light era. Now, an era is not something that happens in a moment. It's something that, you know, it's many, many thousands of years. This soul light era, however, is coming quite rapidly. Humanity is going through some major shift right now. And this shift is still in progress. You see great movements to the light. You see great awakening. Light workers, you know, they're everywhere. But there's still a lot of lostness even in the light workers. They know they want to gravitate towards the light. They know they want to gravitate towards soul. They don't have a pathway, an ABC to get there with. This is why great masters make a difference. In the West, you say the word master, people curl up because it butts up against their ego. I don't like being called Master Paul necessarily. I became accustomed to it, but I always bow down. When somebody calls me Master Paul, in my head I'm just bowing down to my spiritual father, and he bows down to God, because that's what a true master teaches you, humility. So in the East, everybody bows down to masters because it's a form of respect. You're honoring the elder and the elder wisdom. And the West, ego reaction. So soul and all of the aspects that come with it, the ABCs to get from here to there, it's very important to find something that aligns to you. If this teaching doesn't align to you, great. Find something that does, that moves your soul forward. It doesn't have to be this. Maybe it's Buddhism, maybe it's Hinduism, maybe it's something else. Great. But find something that moves your soul journey forward. That's the key. In the soul light era, because this light is coming so rapidly, it's literally rattling the darkness. So you see a lot of light coming to the surface, but you also see a lot of darkness out there in the world today. The advent of information age has brought to us a great deal of communication about the ugliness that is out there. It is so extraordinarily ugly in so many ways in this world. And our beloved Mother Earth is suffering tremendously as one of the results of the ugliness. Humanity is suffering tremendously. Humanity has huge karma with Mother Earth. There are society, they've already done validated tests on this where conscious groups focus on certain conditions for a period of time, and they can reduce the amount of violence. And they've done it again and again and again to prove that it's true. It's documented that violence can be reduced just by people getting together, focusing their thoughts. What is that? That's collective soul consciousness. So as we move forward in the soul light era, that means more darkness will come. If darkness becomes to a point where there is massive hurricanes like on the East Coast, where there is earthquakes, tsunamis, unpleasant things, those are not just haphazard events, guys. Those are brought forward into humanity by the activity of humanity against Mother Earth. It is karmic in its nature. If we were calm, peaceful, loving, Mother Nature and Mother Earth would have no imbalances. There would be complete harmony amongst us and Mother Earth. It's an energetic imbalance. Mother Earth is a soul. Everything, as we know, has a soul. And Mother Earth's soul is suffering. So we must balance that karma with Mother Earth. So as the soul light era moves forward, those who are prepared, those who have taken the time to find wisdom, teachings, masters who can teach them how to open their 7 chakras, how to clear the blockages in their 7 chakras, how to clear the channel of the energy in the matter channel that runs around the central aspect of the body, how to open the spiritual communication channels, how to open the heart center. These are truly basic foundational teachings that are already existing out there. They're out there with some of the gurus, they're out there with great masters like Master Sha, and I am honored to be able to teach some of these. But you must take this spiritual journey, this soul journey, with great you can't play around with it, guys. If the shit hits the fan, right? If bad turns to worse, if there's economic conditions, what are you going to do? You are a soul first. If your soul communication channels are open, you're going to know who to help, when to help, how to help. You're going to know, if you have divine healing hands, how you can offer service to others. You're going to hear from heaven, the water is over there. That's the value of spiritual communication channels. That's the value of opening your soul language. You might not have divine healing hands, but if you've opened your soul language, you can literally chant it to serve all those that are suffering. There are so many values when you open up to the nature of soul and its connectivity to all that we are. And we're so blessed to have a spiritual teacher and father, Master Sha, who has brought just bucket loads of wisdom, 20 books, all saying the same thing in a different way, leveling you up A, B, C all the way to Z, so that you can open to your original self. I tell you, we're very blessed to have a master of this caliber on the planet here today. Extraordinary, extraordinary. So to continue, because I do want to do some practices. I'm gonna talk for about 5 more minutes, and I'm going to do some practices to assist us with opening our spiritual channels, okay? I want to acknowledge Brandy and Tina for showing, Ilona, great to see you all. Yvonne has joined us, and April Montana, thank you all for joining. Archana. So we spoke that everything has a soul, very related to soul communication. We've talked about how soul communication is soul to soul and soul to mind. We've talked about the necessity of uplifting the soul in its journey, which is the reason we are here. We've talked about all these. The soul's journey does depend on the opportunity to reincarnate, because we are the presence of the soul's experience in this life. We screw up, that messes with our soul in its journey. That means next time around it has to go about fixing our errors. We don't want to make it tough on our soul. So then chant unconditional universal service. So this is an example of one of the 4 powers. When we use body power, mind power, sound power, and soul power, we can transform our life. I'm going to come to that when we do the practice. I don't want to diverge too much here. Okay, what is the significance of soul communication? it wants to accelerate its journey. When we communicate with our soul, we can absolutely move our soul journey forward. When I complete some of the live streams, I get comments after the fact from people and some Facebook messages saying that they're lost in their soul journey. You know, I have a disagreement with that. If they recognize they're lost, then they've actually found something. They found the light. They found that they're close. They just haven't found a teacher. They haven't found somebody that will help them to get from A to Z. That's a big difference. So kudos to all those that feel they're lost, because they're really just searching for the right modicum by which they can move their soul journey forward. All right. So I'm going to go to the next thing I've highlighted here. There are the major spiritual communication channels, and there is 5 major energy centers. Each of them are related to opening our spiritual channels. One is called the Zhu Chao. Zhu Chao. These are Mandarin Chinese names. It's right here in between the eyebrows. Now it's in the forefront of the forehead, not in the center of the forehead, which is actually the third eye. Okay? The Zhu Chao is here. It's directly related to mind intelligence. And it's one of the important channels, because we'll use our mind to our benefit. Right? So far in the past 15,000 years, the mind has been using us to its benefit. In soul light era, the soul will be using the mind to bring about manifestation and those things that it wants to create. Another major energy center is the message center. Okay, it is also referred to as the heart center or the heart chakra. The message center is a center through which heaven and earth communicates with us. It's the center. It's called the emotional center. It's called the karma center. It has blockages in our finances are related to this center. Our soul communication channels all go through this center. Each one of the 4 channels I mentioned to you earlier go through this heart center. Each one of the channels, if we don't have this center open, you're just not going to have very good communication with the soul world, and the information you receive could be tainted or inaccurate. So this is one of the major 5 energy centers. Zhu Chao, message center. Third eye is also one of them. We spoke of that. So there is the third eye itself, which is an actual energy center, and there is the third eye channel. Okay, I don't want you to be confused by them. I spoke earlier of 4 major channels: soul language channel, soul language translation channel, third eye channel, and direct knowing channel. Those are channels. Those are channels through which heaven comes through our body, and we can actually receive information from the soul world. Energy centers are completely different. They're an actual location in the physical body. Third eye center, Zhu Chao, message center. The other 2 centers are what's called the lower Dantian, or the second chakra. It's almost identical, but they're truly not the same. So the lower Dantian, and you may be familiar with that if you've ever done any form of martial art, because all the martial arts gravitate the entire modicum of what they're doing through the lower Dantian. They tell you to focus on the lower abdomen, etc. So that's a major energy center. It's the equivalent in position of the second chakra. And the final major energy center related to the spiritual channels is the Kundalini point. It goes by other names like the golden urn. It goes by a name called the Snow Mountain area. And this area is a very, very important connection for your spiritual channels as well. Very important. I can't even begin to go into the teachings on that one at this point in time. Many people make an error of opening up their Kundalini point before their body is ready for it. This is what happens when you open up the Kundalini inappropriately, without the proper training and the preparation of your body, is the channel opens up and the heat rises up, and it will literally could, if it's not opened appropriately, cause someone to go crazy. That's how important it is to have a good, intelligent teacher that knows how to open your spiritual channels correctly and properly. Not something to mess with, because it can literally cause problems with the way you bring yourself to life. So now we're going to do a practice for opening the message center, the heart center, okay? This is the beginning of one of the main practices for opening your spiritual channels. So we do this by using the 4 powers: body power, mind power, sound power, and soul power. Body power is where we put our hands. Where we put our hands is where our energy goes. Mind power is what we visualize. What we visualize is what we become. That is what we create. So creative visualization. Sound power, everybody knows that sound heals, but sound can also hurt. So mind, what we focus on, will bring to us what we're wanting. Body position is going to help us. Most of us know about body power. Most of us know about mind power, creative visualization. Most of us know that sound can heal. Sound power is mantra. What you chant is what you become. If you chant divine love long enough, what do you think you're going to become? So these 3 are 3 powers that have been in existence for the last 15,000 years. Since the soul light era has come, the deeper wisdom on how to employ the soul to bring significance to your life is present. Soul power is soul-to-soul communication. Master Sha calls it saying hello. Now some people will say, what? Say hello? What are you talking about? You say hello to the soul of my knee, the soul of my brain, the soul of my heart? The answer is yes. You acknowledge it, because everything is made of divine. Therefore everything has divine in it. Everything has a soul. So when you communicate to the soul of your heart center, the soul of your knee, your head, your brain, anything, you're acknowledging the divine in it. Do you understand that? So soul power is acknowledging everything has a soul and communicating with that soul. So let's do this together. Sit up straight where you're at, feet flat on the floor. Bring your back away from the back of the chair. Place one hand over your message center. Do not push down, that blocks the energy. Very gentle, okay? We can do this with the soul light era hand position, which again is like a prayer, but we just drop the left hand in front of the heart center. We'll just do that to keep it simple as far as hand positions. There are different hand mudras, but we'll keep it simple with this one, okay? When we get to the point, you will be closing your eyes, and the mind power will be visualizing golden light. It will be coming in from all different directions, through your feet, through Mother Earth, through your arms, legs, through the skin, through all your pores, from every direction. We're going to ask heaven to bless us in a minute here. And so that's going to be your mind power. So we did body power, we did mind power, sound power. We're going to chant divine love. Okay, that's going to be our sound power. Now, if you happen to have a Master Sha book available, then you can use any of the books, and you can have it facing you. And there's power in each of the books. You'll learn more as you read it. And so you want as much power as possible to assist you with opening your spiritual channels. So again, left hand in front of the heart center, right hand gently pointed upwards, not pointed straight with our fingers, because that again restricts the flow. Gentle. Drop your shoulders and relax. Close your eyes. Now we connect to the soul. Repeat after me. Dear the soul of my message center, my heart center, I love you. I honor you. I deeply appreciate you. You have the power to self-clear my karma, to open my spiritual channels, to release financial blockages. You have the power to balance my emotions. Do a great job. Thank you. So we've connected to the soul of our message center. Now we're going to connect to the soul of heaven. Repeat after me. Dear heaven, all layers of the divine and the Tao and the source up to original creator, I love you. Dear angels, healing angels, archangels, all beings of light, including lamas, sifus, gurus, masters, ascended masters, Jesus, Mother Mary, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I love you. Could you please come to sit in my message center? Bless me to open my spiritual channels more. I am very grateful. Thank you. Now with your eyes closed, we will chant Divine Love, visualizing golden light and Divine's love coming to you more and more with each moment. Begin. Divine love, 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 divine love. Slowly, divine love, feel the Divine's love, divine love, open your heart to the Divine's heart, divine love, divine love. Send God your love, divine love, divine love, divine love, divine love. There's a secret. When you send the Divine all your love, you receive 100-fold in return. Let us continue. Divine love, divine love, divine love, divine love. Divine love opens my message center. 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 Divine love opens my spiritual channels. 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 See the heaven's light pouring through your crown chakra, literally running a channel of light through your body straight to your message center, blasting your message center wide open. Divine love opens my message center. 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 Divine love opens my spiritual channels. 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 Divine love opens my soul communication. 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 Continue to chant silently and I will turn on some of my treasures to bless you. Dear my highest divine light, divine love, divine forgiveness, divine compassion, and my treasures received for soul language communication channels, please turn on. Please subdivide, please go to these souls as appropriate, offer blessings to everybody watching live and everybody watching this video in the future. Bless them as appropriate to clear the blockages in the message center as appropriate. Divine love blesses my soul communication. Divine treasures bless my soul communication. Divine treasures bless my soul communication. Divine treasures bless my soul communication. Divine treasures clear my message center. 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 Continue to chant the same words silently and I will offer a soul reading as to what is happening at this time. How? This is the soul of the soul communication channel. It is my greatest honor to speak to all of you at this time. The soul communication channel is extremely important. It is a combination of 4 channels that cause me to be in existence. Each of these 4 channels, soul language translation, third eye channel, direct knowing channel, each serve a purpose through which I, the soul communication channel, can be of the greatest value to humanity. With this practice today, each of you have cleared approximately 2 years of blockages that would have taken that much time on your own, meditating 2 hours a day and focusing on your heart center. This is as a result of this master's turning on his treasures and asking them to serve you. It is important to acknowledge the power of divine transmissions that have been brought to humanity through the one known as Dr. and Master Sha. It is the divine's power in the human form. It is exceedingly rare, and the more you learn about it, the more significant you can enhance your soul journey. For one person that is attending this event, there was a significant blockage in the physical left atrial. This person already had a bit of a warning with this, and this blessing today has cleared some of the Shen, Qi and Jing blockages for them. For virtually everyone here, you will notice a significant shift in your perspective, lightness of your energy and happiness. This is because of the blockages that are held in the message center are directly related to your emotions, and they block many aspects of your life if not taken care of. To practice like what you are doing today for 15 minutes a day is the equivalent of doing 2 hours of meditation on your own. The reason it has such a significant difference is because of the application of soul power. Pay attention and watch the video again when the invocation was offered, and you will begin to understand that by invoking all of the souls of heaven, that by soul communication to your message center, you can bring significant shift to your life on a daily basis. This is what can be shared at this time, given your awarenesses. It is my deepest honor to offer this wisdom through this one on my behalf, through his soul communication channel. How? Thank you to the soul of the soul communication channel. So thank you all. Please pay attention now to how you feel. What is your energy? What was your condition before you came today? What is your condition now? Notice if you feel any vibration, warmth, any differences in how your heart center feels. If you had irritation towards someone, check in again. How is that irritation for them now? If you had fears, worries, and concerns, are they abated at this point? The nice thing about a practice of this nature is it can be consistently practiced every day. You don't need to be on live stream with me to do it. I've given you the steps. Body power, hand position, mind power, visualizing golden light, sound power, divine love clears my message center. Call forth all the souls in the soul world, in the light side. Call forth the soul of your message center. Ask them to serve you. And then chant 10 or 15 minutes. If you have the source soul song of love, peace and harmony, turn it on and chant it. I tell you, 10, 15 minutes every day would make a significant difference in your life. Very, very powerful blessings. This is the beginning of opening your spiritual communication channels. It all starts here in the message center. Each day I will teach you. I've decided I will teach you each day these 5 major energy centers, and I will do practices for them, and you will have the opportunity to have blockages for them cleared if you desire, through some of the divine services. But I'll talk about those later. I don't want to talk about those now. So over the next 5 days, I will teach, and you'll have to come to the last day, because I'm not going to teach the third eye first. I'll teach it on the last day. So tomorrow, I will focus on one of the energy centers, either the lower Dantian or the Zhu Chao, or the Kundalini. And we'll actually learn practices directly from Dr. and Master Sha's books on the importance, power, and significance of each of these major energy centers. You learn an actual practice for it. And if you actually do the practices every day, it's not virtually impossible that you will not become healthier and feel better, because they're directly related to your health and well-being. So I will focus on those over the next 5 days with the intention of opening up your soul communication channels. And then after that, I will probably go into a series. One series for opening your soul language, another series for opening how to communicate to the soul world. And then I'll do a whole series on third eye, and then I'll do a whole series on direct knowing. So I can see the pattern laid out before me. So for those that stick around, those that come back every day, live or not, just watch it, you will have a great opportunity to open your spiritual channels in a very profound way. It'll probably end up being a 1 month long series as I speak it out at this time, but I tell you, extraordinary opportunities for your soul journey. So let me read some of the comments. We have Eleanor. She says, beautiful and many blessings received. Thank you, Master Paul, for your service. My pleasure, Eleanor. Hopefully we'll hear from you on the subject we've been talking about. Emma has joined us, and Dashan has joined us, Lisa and Robrette. Sorry you came in a little late, but do go back and watch again. Very powerful teachings, wisdom, and blessings. Marina has responded with golden light in her right peripheral vision, tingling of feet and hands, warmth at ease and calm. Wonderful sharing, Marina. Thank you for that sharing. Very good. It's curious that you have the golden light in the right peripheral and tingling in the feet. Definitely related to Mother Earth blessing you. And so Elizabeth has responded with thank you, Master Paul. Love and light. Thank you for the teachings. You're very welcome, Tamia. Great to see that you stuck it out the whole time. I know that a lot of the newer people came because they were hoping to get soul readings. But, you know, I want to empower everybody to connect to the soul world themselves. And I will, you know, I do offer soul readings personally. But a lot of people, they get a reading and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to incorporate or make a shift in their life. Hence the nature of learning more about soul so you can learn how to apply it in your life. Yawa, thank you. You're very welcome. Monica says, wow, thank you so much, Master Paul. We're all so very blessed with your plan for the next classes. I do. I truly hope everyone continues to join. I will try to lay out a plan so people can see it, so they know you know what to be expected over the next month or so. But I wouldn't mess it if I were you. I think you'll be very grateful for the ability to know about the major energy centers, how to open them, the power and significance of opening them, specific Tao practices for opening them. What is the Tao? Tao is the way. Tao is the source. Tao is how we find our way back home. It's a step-by-step, ABC, how to find your way back to the heavenly realms. So very important. Suka has responded, thank you, beloved Master, so blessed to be present with every day, such as a blessing to start the day with blessings of the divine. Yes, where Suki's coming from is India. She started at 5:30, so she definitely has a kickstart for her day. Monica says, I saw images of the eye of God, I think, such as a NASA photo, and it had a hand on one side holding the other hand. Wow. I think I know what that means, like something like this, where they have the eye in the middle, huh? Kristen says, I was very tired and a little blue when I got home today, and she does feel better. Wonderful. Johnny says, feeling lighter and warm sensation on the message center. Also, Johnny saw flowers. Wonderful third eye sharing, Johnny. Appreciate that. So tomorrow I will be focusing on one of the other major energy centers. Each day there will be an opportunity to further open your spiritual channels. If that's something that is important to you, please come. If it's something that you can't make because it's difficult to come live, you can always go to my Facebook page. Just beneath the main image is the word about, and then you just scroll down a little bit until you see videos, and you can click on them and see the past videos. Okay? If you have friends, people that are on their soul journey, want to expand their soul journey, wish to communicate with heaven and angels and all those, please tell them about this live stream. This is a great way that they can receive that information. Okay? So I love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.